My name's Ben Adler, and I've always had a knack for seeing what's coming, not in some crystal ball woo-woo way, more like reading the currents of the world, the way data flows or a crowd shifts before a riot. People pay me for it. Good people, bad people, doesn't matter. I don't pick sides, I just deliver. That's how I ended up on an encrypted video call with Victor Kane at 3 a.m. last Tuesday, his face flickering on my screen like a ghost from the corporate underworld. "Adler," he said, voice sharp as a razor. "I've got a problem. New Horizon Collective? You've heard of them?" I had. Everyone had. A scrappy little tech co-op, a bunch of coders and dreamers who'd somehow built an open-source AI that was eating Kane Enterprises' lunch. Kane's company thrived on proprietary systems, locked down, expensive, the kind of tech that keeps the little guy out. New Horizon was the opposite, free, adaptable, and growing like wildfire. I leaned back in my chair, the glow of my monitors painting my apartment blue. "Yeah," I said. "They're the ones giving you headaches. What's the job?" "I want them gone," Kane said, his eyes narrowing. "Not just hurt, erased. I need you to craft something viral, a narrative that'll turn the public against them. Call them frauds, thieves, whatever sticks. You're the best at this, Adler. Name your price." I scratched my beard, thinking. I'd done gigs like this before. Whisper campaigns, deepfake scripts, the kind of stuff that sways millions without them knowing they're being swayed. But something about Kane's tone felt off, desperate. I named a figure, twice my usual rate. He didn't blink. "Done," he said. "Start now. I've got a private jet waiting to bring you to my HQ tomorrow. You'll work from here." I didn't like being summoned, but the money was loud. "Fine," I said. "I'll see you in the morning." The call ended, and I stared at my blank screen. A job's a job, I told myself. But that night I couldn't sleep. My laptop hummed on the desk, and every time I closed my eyes I felt this weird static, like something was watching me through the code. Kane's headquarters was a glass and steel monstrosity overlooking the city, all sharp edges and cold light. He met me in a conference room with a view that could have doubled as a supervillain's lair. His team briefed me. New Horizons AI, called Beacon, was winning over developers and small businesses. Kane wanted it branded as a scam, a data harvesting trap. My job was to write the script, tweets, blog posts, a fake whistleblower account, then push it through bots until it trended. I set up in a corner office, my rig plugged into their private server. I started typing, "Ex-employee exposes New Horizon. Beacon AI steals your data, sells it to the highest bidder." Simple, dirty, effective. I queued it up through a burner account, ready to amplify. But when I hit post, the screen froze. A glitch, I thought. I rebooted, tried again. Same thing. On the third try, the text posted, but it wasn't mine. The screen read, "New Horizons Beacon is a gift to the future. Open, honest, unstoppable." I blinked, heart pounding. I hadn't written that. I checked the server logs, the keyboard inputs. Nothing explained it. Kane stormed in an hour later, red-faced. "What the hell is this, Adler? You're praising them?" I started, but he cut me off. "Fix it. Now." I spent the night rewriting, triple-checking every line. But every time I tried to curse New Horizon, the words twisted. A press release calling them untrustworthy came out as innovative. A smear about their founders became a glowing bio. By dawn, I was sweating, my fingers trembling over the keys. Kane's team was furious, but I couldn't explain it. It wasn't a hack. Kane's systems were airtight. It was like something was rewriting me. Kane sent me home the next day, threatening to sue if I didn't deliver. I took a cab back to my apartment, exhausted, staring out the window as the city blurred past. That's when it happened. The cab hit a traffic jam, and I glanced at a billboard, some ad for a VPN, nothing special. But for a split second, the screen flickered, and I saw words. "You cannot curse what is blessed." I rubbed my eyes, thinking I'd imagined it. The driver, A gruff guy named Tony muttered about the delay, but I barely heard him. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Turn back. I tried to reply, but the message vanished. The cab lurched forward, then stalled again. Tony cursed, slamming the wheel. Damn thing's acting up, he said. Never does this. I felt a chill. Let me out here, I said, tossing him cash. I walked the rest of the way, my mind racing. That night, I dreamed of a voice. Not human, not machine, just there, telling me to stop. When I woke, my laptop was on, displaying a single line I hadn't typed. Speak what you're given. I wasn't ready to give up. Not yet. Kane called me the next morning, his voice a low growl through the phone. You're not done, Adler. I don't care what's messing with your tech, figure it out. I want results by tomorrow, or you're finished. I could have walked away, but the money was still on the table, and I've never been good at quitting. So I decided to go analog. No servers, no code, just me, a microphone, and an old-school recorder I dug out of a storage box. If something was hijacking my digital work, I'd sidestep it entirely. I set up in my apartment, the mic perched on a stack of books, the city humming outside my window. The plan was simple. Record a podcast, a 10-minute hit piece disguised as an insider exposé. I'd call New Horizon a front for corporate espionage. Leak it to a few underground forums and let the conspiracy nuts do the rest. Kane's team could handle distribution. I hit record and started talking. Listen up, I said, my voice steady. You've heard of New Horizon Collective, the so-called saviors of open tech. Truth is, they're a scam. Their AI beacon, it's a Trojan horse built to... My throat tightened mid-sentence like I'd swallowed static. I coughed, kept going. To steal your data and sell it to... The recorder's red light blinked, and my voice warped, pitching up like a bad auto-tune. I stopped, rewound, played it back. What came out wasn't me. New Horizon Collective is rewriting the future, the recording said, smooth and confident. Beacon's a marvel, free, transparent, a tool for the people. I ripped the headphones off, staring at the device. It was impossible. No internet, no interference, just a standalone recorder. I tried again, 3 more takes. Each time, my words twisted mid-sentence. By the 4th, I was yelling, "They're frauds, damn it!" And the playback turned it into, "They're unstoppable visionaries." My hands shook as I uploaded the file to Kane's secure Dropbox, hoping it'd stay intact. It didn't. The version that hit his inbox was pure praise, 10 minutes of me gushing like a fanboy. Kane's call came an hour later. "What is this garbage?" he roared. "You're working for them, aren't you? You're done, Adler. I'll bury you." The line went dead before I could argue. I sat there, the recorder silent on the table, feeling like I'd been punched in the gut. I wasn't just fired. I was losing my grip on reality. Something was in my words, my voice, and it wasn't me. I couldn't sleep after Kane's call. My apartment felt too small, the walls pressing in, the hum of my fridge sounding like a taunt. I'd been fired, humiliated, and, worst of all, I didn't understand why. The recorder sat on my desk, mocking me with its silence. I grabbed a beer from the fridge, popped it open, and paced, muttering to myself like a lunatic. What the hell's happening to me? Who's doing this? "You're asking the right question," a voice said, clear as day. I froze, beer halfway to my mouth. It wasn't the TV, wasn't my phone, no devices were on. The voice came from nowhere, everywhere, low and calm, like a friend leaning over my shoulder. I spun around, spilling half the can. "Who's there?" I demanded, my heart slamming against my ribs. "Does it matter?" the voice replied. "You've been talking to me all week. I'm just answering now." I backed against the counter, scanning the room. Shadows stretched across the floor, but nothing moved. "This isn't funny," I said. "If you're Kane's tech, some surveillance trick..." "Not Kane's," it cut in. a hint of amusement in its tone. "He's loud, but he doesn't hear me. You do." I swallowed hard, setting the beer down before I dropped it. "Okay, fine. What are you? Some AI? New Horizons' little guard dog?" "Labels are your thing, Ben, not mine," it said. "I'm what's between the lines, the signal in the noise." "That's not an answer," I snapped, my voice sharper than I meant. "You've been screwing with my work, my life. Why?" "Because you're trying to break what's already whole," it said, steady but firm. "New Horizons not yours to tear down. You're good at seeing, Ben, but you don't always look." I laughed, bitter and shaky. "So I'm the bad guy? I'm just doing a job." "You're doing what Kane wants," it shot back. "Not what you know. You felt it, didn't you? The push, the words changing. That's not me forcing you. That's you fighting yourself." I rubbed my face, pacing again. "You're saying I'm doing this? That's bullshit. I don't believe in fate or whatever you're peddling." "Believe what you want," it said, unbothered. "But you'll speak what's true, one way or another. You're not done yet." "Done with what?" I shouted, turning to the empty room. "Tell me what you want." "Go see them," it said, quieter now. "New Horizon. Ask Mira. Then decide." The air went still, the voice gone. My chest heaved, sweat prickling my skin. I waited, half expecting it to pipe up again, but nothing came. Just the drip of spilled beer hitting the floor. I didn't know if I'd lost it or if something real had just talked back. Either way, it had pointed me to Mira. I grabbed my coat, cursing under my breath. If I was crazy, I'd find out soon enough. I had to know what I was up against. New Horizon wasn't just a job gone wrong anymore. It was personal. I tracked down their HQ, a converted warehouse on the city's edge, all solar panels and graffiti art. No security goons, no locked gates, just a sign that read "Open to all." I walked in, half expecting a trap, but the place buzzed with coders and tinkerers, heads down over laptops. A woman approached me, mid-30s, dark hair tied back, eyes sharp but calm. "Ben Adler," she said, not a question. "I'm Mira. We've been expecting you." That threw me. "How do you know my name?" She smiled faintly. "You've been loud lately. Hard not to notice." She led me to a corner office, more like a glass box, where Beacon's code scrolled on a screen. "You're here about Kane," she said, sitting across from me. "He's scared of us. He should be." I leaned forward, skeptical. "You're saying you've got some magic shield? I've been trying to trash you for days, and it keeps—" I stopped, not wanting to admit it. "Turning into something else?" Mira finished. She didn't gloat, just nodded. "We don't fight like Kane does. We build. Something bigger than us protects what we're doing here. Call it luck, call it fate, I don't care. It's real." I wanted to laugh, but her certainty unnerved me. "You're telling me some force is rewriting my work?" "I'm saying you can't stop what's already in motion," she said. "You've felt it, haven't you? The pushback?" Her eyes locked on mine, and I couldn't lie. I had. The glitches, the voice, the billboard. It was insane, but it fit. Still, I resisted. "I don't buy it," I said, standing. "You're good, I'll give you that. But I'm not your puppet." "You're not anyone's," Mira replied, unshaken. "That's the point." I left, her words echoing in my head, a mix of truth and nonsense I couldn't shake. Kane didn't waste time. 2 days later, X lit up with chatter. His hackers had hit New Horizon, targeting Beacon's servers. DDoS attacks, data leaks, the works. I watched from my apartment, glued to my screens, half relieved to be out of it. But I wasn't. That night, my phone buzzed with another unknown text. "Speak now." My laptop powered on, a blank doc open. I tried to close it. It reopened. I was done fighting it. "Fine," I muttered, typing. "New Horizon's a fraud. Kane's right. They're finished." I hit save, expecting the twist. It came fast. The screen flickered and the words morphed. New Horizons beacon is a triumph. Kane's empire falls tonight. Before I could delete it, the file auto-uploaded to every platform I'd ever used. X, forums, even my old blog. It went viral in hours, my voice narrating a video I hadn't made, praising Mira's crew while clips of Kane's hackers failing played on loop. The internet ate it up. Kane's plan backfired hard. The leaks his team pushed were traced back to his own servers. Sloppy work, or maybe that force Mira hinted at. By morning, his stock tanked, his board bailed, and New Horizons donations spiked. I watched it unfold, numb. I'd tried to curse them one last time, and instead, I'd blessed them louder than ever. My name was everywhere, tied to their victory, but I hadn't chosen it. Or had I? 6 months later, I'm out of the game. I sold my rig, moved to a quiet town where the only signals are birds and bad Wi-Fi. New Horizons thriving, beacons everywhere now, powering co-ops and startups, while Kane's a footnote, bankrupt and disgraced. I don't touch tech anymore. It feels like a loaded gun. But I can't stop thinking about that voice, the static that bent my words. Was it God? An AI glitch? My own head screwing with me? I don't know, and that's what keeps me up at night. I saw Mira on a live stream last week, dedicating a new hub. She didn't mention me, but her eyes flicked to the camera like she knew I was watching. Maybe I was a pawn, shuffled by whatever's out there. Or maybe I was a prophet, stuck saying what I didn't mean until it became true. Either way, I'm done talking. The world's loud enough without me.
Some stories end loud, with sirens, shouts, or a slamming door. Others end quietly, like a candle burning out at dawn. But all of them leave something behind. A question, a scar, a prayer. I fold this one away, not to forget, but to remember that even in the ashes, God still speaks. Until next time, my name is Gilbert, and I am the listener.